When I was 8 years old, my father vanished, leaving nothing but a jagged note and a hollow silence that defined my childhood. I watched my mother wither away, working 3 jobs just to keep us fed, while I sat in the glow of a flickering TV, staring at his empty chair. Right then, I made a silent, sacred oath. I would never be that man. I spent the next 30 years running from that memory, obsessively building a life made of steel and stability. I became a provider, a man of simple math and steady checks. When I met Melissa, I thought I'd finally found the partner who shared my dream of a present, loving home. I worked 60-hour weeks so she could stay home with our son, Noah, fulfilling the promise I'd made to the ghost of my younger self. Everything changed when a string of neighborhood break-ins triggered my protective instincts. I installed hidden cameras, a detail I casually neglected to mention to Melissa. I wasn't looking for trouble, I was looking for peace of mind. But when a storage alert forced me to review the footage, the American dream I'd built incinerated before my eyes. I saw a silver Honda parked in my driveway day after day. I saw my wife open the door with a radiant smile I hadn't seen in years, not for me, but for a man named Derek. I watched, paralyzed, as she wrapped her arms around him and led him into our house. I dove into months of footage, and the betrayal only grew more brutal. I watched them on my couch, feet away from our family photos, crossing every line a married woman should hold sacred. But the deepest scar came when I saw Melissa leading our 4-year-old son, who was homesick with a fever, into his bedroom. She shut the door and turned the handle from the outside, effectively locking him in his room so she could entertain her lover in the living room. I heard my son's muffled, frustrated cries through the screen while she laughed in another man's arms. In that moment, she didn't just betray our marriage. She betrayed the very essence of motherhood. I didn't explode. For Noah's sake, I became a ghost in my own home, playing the part of the happy husband while my lawyer built a case out of gigabytes of shame. When the papers were finally served, the fallout was absolute. In court, the judge watched the footage of the neglect and the affair in cold silence. I won primary custody, the house, and a life free of alimony, but it didn't feel like a victory. It felt like a rescue mission. Today, Noah is a different child, calmer, happier, and finally safe. I realized that keeping my promise didn't mean staying in a lie. It meant having the courage to walk away from a woman who valued her own desires over our son's safety. I'm not a perfect man, but I'm a father who shows up. That is the only math that matters now. If a mother is willing to lock her own child in a room to hide her infidelity, does she ever truly deserve a second chance to be part of that child's life? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Share your thoughts about this story in the comments.